Okay, ready to get psychological? I'm gonna try this one with Fernanda, okay? I didn't bring a whole deck with me right now. I'm only concerned with 3 cards. And this is not really a trick. This is dealing with making decisions that you haven't even made yet. This is about me knowing decisions you haven't made yet. So for example, I've got just 3 cards. We'll keep it really easy. A Jack, a Queen, and a King of Hearts. Now in a second, I'm gonna ask you to choose one of these cards. Now, you might think that you should choose the Queen because I put it in the middle. That's pretty obvious, right? And you know, you're a woman, Queen of Hearts, that thing. You might think you want me to choose the King because, you know, rumors get around and the King of Hearts, that kind of thing. Okay. You might think it's the Jack because that's the only one that isn't obvious, or maybe you think it's one of the other ones to try and second guess me. All I want you to do is think of one of these now. Have you done that? Now, take the box and place the box on your selection. Whichever card you chose, you place the box on top of it.
You're gonna look at it?
Yeah, I can see it. I've seen this trick like 100 times. You placed it on the King. It's a free choice. Yeah. I'm gonna give you the option just one time, I'll count to 3, to change your mind. If you think there's any way I could know it was the King, you can change. Here we go, 3, 2, you look like you wanna change. You look like you, no? You wanna stay with the King?
Yeah.
Fine, it's done. Now, I had you place this box on the King, and I told you in advance I would know a decision you were making. Now I want you to see I have a prediction inside the envelope. There's just one prediction in that box, right?
Yeah.
Just one. I knew you would choose the King. Being able to foresee someone's decisions or thoughts is a common theme in magic, and it's really great. And the way it's typically done is with a force. But there is another way. There's a really nice principle called outs. And outs means that a spectator really does have a free choice of any card or anything. But you have made a prediction of every possible outcome, and you only talk about the outcome that's relevant. Let me explain what this means. You've got some preparation involved in Presto Prediction. You're going to use 3 cards, the Jack, Queen, and King. And while it seems that the spectator could choose any one of these cards, and they can, I have a prediction for all 3 cards. Supposing that the spectator placed the box on top of the Jack. In this case, I would be able to show that I knew exactly which card he or she would pick. And then they could look at these cards and all day they could mull over their choices and say, how come the one that he knew I would select had an X on it and the other ones really didn't? Well, let me show you why. Because if the spectator had instead placed the box on the Queen, I wouldn't have shown you the back of the cards. Instead, I would have said, pick up the box and slowly turn it over. And that would reveal a prediction on the back of the box that say, I knew you would choose the Queen. Or anything you want on the card. It could say, you will choose the Queen, or hey weirdo, why'd you choose the Queen? Anything that fits your style you put on the back of the box. So here in this case, I won't show the back of the Jack or any of the other cards. The back isn't relevant. It's only relevant when I make it relevant. Instead, in this trick, the focus is on the box. Now I asked you to place the box on a card for a reason. It's a decision you made, a totally free decision, and that decision is perfectly predicted. Now, what if they had chosen the King? Well, in this case, I won't show them the back. I won't show them the back of the box. Instead, I will say, I had you use the box for a reason. So you would remove just one prediction, and it's the only prediction in the box. And that prediction, of course, reads, I knew you would choose the King. So you see, we have 3 outs, and it's my choice which out, which ending I'm going to use, depending, of course, on which card is selected. So let's talk about the preparation. You start with any 3 cards. Jack, Queen, and King is nice. I place a prediction with a King on it inside the box, and that's the only such prediction in the box, so you can really capitalize on that. On the box itself, I write a prediction about the Queen. That's for the second ending. And of course, for the third, you have an X on the Jack. So when you present this, you need to really capitalize on the fact that they can choose any card they want. So the cards go in the box face up so that I can remove these cards without showing the prediction or showing the writing on the bottom of the box. So this is your little set. You come out with this. You don't show the prediction on the back. You merely remove the 3 cards. I lay the 3 cards out, and now you just play mind games with them. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to make a mental selection of one of these cards. You might choose the Jack because it's the least obvious of all the cards. You might also choose it because it's nearest you. You might not choose it because it's nearest you, and you would know that I thought that. You might choose the Queen because, of course, you're a woman. But you might not choose the Queen because you're a woman. You might think that I knew that because that was so obvious. You might choose the King because, of course, you know I'm the King of Hearts. My reputation gets around. You might not choose the King because you think I'm a man and that's obvious. These kind of mind games. When they've made a decision, you ask them to pick up the box and place it on any one of the cards that they've chosen. And you gesture for them to do it like this. And if you gesture in this way, they won't pick it up and turn it over. They'll pick it up just as you did, and they'll place it on, let's say, the Queen. Now, if they place it on the Queen, you know where you're going from this. You say you didn't choose the Jack or the King, you chose the Queen. And I'm so glad you did. And you show this card. Of course, if they chose the King, that's when you pick the box up and say, we use this box, and from the beginning, I had a prediction inside of it. And I want you to see that's the only prediction inside the box. You reveal it like this, or if they chose the Jack, the box becomes irrelevant. It's not important that the box was selected, it's the Jack, and you show you didn't choose the King or the Queen, you chose the Jack.